Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I'm William.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything tabletop role-playing games.
Today we are covering Bulettes. Bulettes. Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome, adventurers, to the Dungeoncast.
It looks like Bulette.
That's what I was going to say. That's my lead in.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure it's not bullets?
I'm 100% sure. We'll get into the etymology of the Bulette.
It's shaped like bullet.
It is very much shaped like bullets, and that's kind of on purpose. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
How you doing, Brian?
I'm good, Will. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty okay.
Excellent.
I'm feeling good. I've switched to contacts. For those of you on YouTube, you can tell I do not have my glasses on.
Yeah, I rotate back and forth. Today
Yeah.
I have glasses.
That's true. You do. And today I wanted to get back to some Dungeoncast basics. It's Year of the Artifact, and we've done our due diligence in both finishing off the Year of the Fiend and covering some extra items and artifact topics of late.
Mm-hmm.
We've also been working hard getting the patron-voted episodes in every month, and I thought it's time to do an episode for me.
Neat.
A classic, stock standard episode, not tied to a yearly theme, debt, or obligation. And what better topic to do than with an absolutely classic D&D monster?
Yeah, we haven't done a monster in a long time, right?
No. As a matter of fact, it has been the last time that we did a monster that was not a fiend tied to Year of the Fiend was the Dragon Turtle last September.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
We got our cool dragon turtle mini up
Yeah,
there.
we did.
Thank
we
you.
did. And it was a good episode. That was a good episode.
Yes,
'Cause our
yes.
monster episodes are good episodes,
I like
Brian.
the monster episode.
Me too.
And this is actually one of the only monsters that I've used before we covered it.
That's interesting. I've never actually used a Bulette. It's just never happened, you know? We only run so many games in our lives. It's just not happened
Yes,
for me.
yeah, it only comes up every once in a while.
Well, before we get into it, is there anything you want to share about your Bulette experience?
I used it in like a cylindrical room with like a sand pit in the middle, and people were like sliding down into the middle, like
Oh, shit.
what's that Star Wars monster?
Oh, the Sarlacc.
Sarlacc.
Yeah,
That's
Sarlacc.
kind of Sarlacc pitted it a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's pretty cool. I like that, though.
It was
That's
like
good.
swimming around in there.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. How did they get out of that situation?
They climbed some scaffolding.
Okay.
And abandoned it, and it killed one guy.
Oh, so you lost a player.
Yeah.
Damn.
It ate somebody.
Was that a one shot or was that an ongoing campaign?
It would have ate somebody, but I was like, this guy is brand new to this game, and I'm not trying to like kill him. He didn't know. You know?
Yeah.
He's a barbarian.
So
who,
he
like,
did. So he didn't die.
No,
You didn't
well,
actually
he
kill
should
him?
have died. I mercied. I mercied him.
spared
Yeah,
him.
I let him live. His barbarian character raged and like ran after it.
I wonder if special guest Jake feels like I should have mercy spared his
Icarus?
first character. Yeah.
No, that was not a mercy spare situation. My God, they weren't really supposed to fight this thing.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, don't go. It was basically like a monster. It was like, don't go through this other area until you go to the first area.
Yeah.
And then, then you could go through the second area or the sort of thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to. I didn't really use it. It wasn't meant to fight.
It was meant to be like a set piece.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
like a key code on a locked door or something like
Right,
that.
right.
But bigger.
Well, let's get into the Bulette.
Okay.
So, the Bulette, widely known as the land shark, is a bizarre monstrosity. Its head is bullet-shaped, similar to that of a shark, with a massive mouth filled with either razor-sharp teeth or more of a serrated beak, depending on the art that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their interpretation. Its body is covered in thick layered plates, and it's held up by stumpy but powerful legs ending in long, terrible claws. Around its head and tail, its armor tends to be blue-brown in color, while in between the hue might range from gray-blue to blue-green. The concave areas around its eyes are usually darker, with the eyes themselves being a yellow color with blue-green pupils.
Ooh, cool.
It's been hypothesized that Bulettes are some kind of bizarre cross between an armadillo and a snapping turtle, though
right.
there is little evidence supporting this theory. To me, the Bulette more resembles a blend of shark and dinosaur. It looks more like that to
I've
me.
seen like fan art of the Bulette with a great white shark's face instead of the Bulette face.
Okay.
It looks
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, that
it's
sounds cool.
pointier and sharper. It's like a blend between
So
the two.
face of a great white shark, and what was the body again?
Pretty much the same as the Bulettes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just had like the great white shark top and then like that weird underbite thing it's got going on.
Yeah. No, I think that works. Yeah. And they look very shark-like. And I feel like the armadillo thing is more in the fact that the Bulette is a burrower, which we're going to get into more than anything else, because I really don't see the armadillo resemblance in it when I look at it.
I guess the body shape, if it's like fully out,
Yeah,
a little bit.
Kinda, it looks like the ones I've seen, the body looks straight up like Ankylosaurus dinosaur body with a shark head.
Yeah, I mean, that's armadillo-like, or like, or what's it called?
I guess armadillos are somewhat
pangolin? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I love those things. I don't know how to say their name, pronounce their name correctly, but I love them.
Yeah.
It's like pangolin, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a pronunciation. I Googled it real quick. I'm not seeing the pronunciation like right up top. Let me go to Wikipedia.
So the origins of the Bulette are unknown. But as with many monstrosities in this game, mad wizards continue to be the most popular scapegoat.
Yes.
Some sages... yes.
I was going to say, like, you just...
It's always a mad wizard. Some sages believe the Bulette is the result of a mad wizard's experiment at crossbreeding snapping turtles and armadillos with infusions of demon ichor.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it. Demon ichor, that'll do it.
You borrowed some from Baphomet.
You know it. It's Baphomet. He's the reason.
It's him. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, honestly, he should be the scapegoat more than the Mad Wizards, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's just I know
kind of what
Baphomet.
he does. Yeah.
We say Baphomet.
Oh yeah,
here.
oh God. Now I'm numb to it. I'm numb to it.
Because it doesn't matter. Doesn't actually matter.
Baphomet. I love Baphomet. Bro science Baphomet. Moving on.
That's a good episode. If
That's
you guys want to
good. That might be my favorite episode we ever did.
For those of you that don't know, Baphomet or Baphomet is always making like random creatures. He's like splicing stuff together, birthing shit.
He has a
human energy.
literal tower of science where he creates monstrosities.
Yeah, delicious monstrosities.
Indeed,
like the Bulette.
Bulettes have been thought to be extinct at different times, but after years without a sighting, the creatures inevitably reappear. Because their young are almost never seen, some sages suspect the Bulettes maintain secret nesting grounds from which adults strike out into the world. Now that is lore, what I just read right now, directly from the 5e Monster Manual.
Okay.
But there is lore from another book, which very much goes over how these things procreate and how young Bulettes grow.
Nice.
So conflicting lore. Again, pick your poison.
Yeah.
That's how this game rolls.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters. Make it up. I love this game. In game terms, the Bulette was created by Tim Kask, an early TSR employee for whom the Sword of Cass is actually named after.
Okay.
Expect a Sword of Cass episode later this year. Ooh. Unlike many of D&D's iconic creatures, such as the Displacer Beast, Owlbear, and the Beholder, Wizards of the Coast does not actually own the copyright of the Bulette, which is instead claimed by Kask himself.
Okay, nice. Get fucked, Wizards.
Good for you, Kask.
Fucking idiots. Oh, sorry.
Well,
not all of you.
To be fair, like he invented the Bulette back in the TSR days.
No, yeah, so. I know.
Jesus, man.
I'm just still really mad at them. I know
suck.
people are like, stop being so mad at them. Get over it. And I'm like, I'm not over it. I'm not going to get over it. And also, they summoned the Pinkertons on that Magic the Gathering YouTuber.
They did.
The fucking Pinkertons. And people are like, who are the Pinkertons? I'm like, pretty sure that got covered in my high school education.
It's pretty stock standard to get that in high school.
The union busting PIs, those are great. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
They made his mom cry or something. Fucking awesome. Wizards of the Coast.
Great move.
Excellent timing.
Yeah, let me clarify. I love Dungeons & Dragons, but yeah, Wizards of the Coast is a shit company. Moving on.
We do a whole show about Dungeons & Dragons.
We do.
It's like we're passionate about it.
It's like we're passionate about this hobby. The Bulette was inspired by a cheap plastic toy that Gary Gygax acquired in a bag of toy creatures.
Ooh.
Other iconic early D&D creatures which share the same origin include the Rust Monster and the Owlbear. Now, I don't know how accurate this is, but supposedly these toys were based on kaiju from Japanese television.
Awesome. With
the Bulette's inspiration in particular based on the monster Gabora from Ultraman Episode 9.
Hell yeah. Googling Gabora.
Yeah, you know what? I should have looked it up, but yeah, I definitely am interested. Gary Gygax originally nicknamed this monster the Bulette, which Kask mockingly pronounced in a French accent as the Bulette.
That sounds like some shit I would do.
That's some shit that would happen on this show.
These look like the Demigorgons from Stranger Things, but like bigger.
Oh wow, that looks more armadillo.
Yeah,
it looks way more armadillo than what we got.
Yeah,
I can see the resemblance, but honestly, what ended up coming out was transformative enough to be like pretty original. If you ask me,
totally, I agree. I agree.
Where was I? Bulettes made their first appearance in the very first edition of Dragon Magazine. The magazine's first creature feature gave an illustration of the fearsome monster, a small set of rules for running one, and a few paragraphs worth of description about them. It also clarified that, at least originally, the intended pronunciation was Bulette and not Bulette.
Yeah, awesome. I love Dragon Magazine.
Yeah.
I kind of want to change this show to be all Dragon Magazine.
I mean, Dragon Magazine stuff is great, and there's like, I think before they switched over to I think it's just Dragon Plus now, or whatever
okay.
it's called these days, which
What,
is
it
still pretty
runs?
cool. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like Dragon Plus magazine is more of a spiritual successor. It's like a sequel. It's cool and it's good, and not that I've read every article. I've only read like 5 or 6 of the magazines, of the releases, but the original like 494 magazines, like. It's just a wild ride from the old ones all the way to the new ones. And they're full of crazy stuff.
I love when we were researching Demon Lords a lot, and it would come up all the
Yeah,
time because there's so much niche information in there.
Yes, absolutely.
Like
And I feel like
aspects of Demon
they give the
Lords.
writers a lot more leeway in those magazines compared to like actual like published hard book sources.
Yeah, you don't have like Reddit to just go fucking find a D&D idea real quick, right? Or like podcasts. Like there was Dragon Magazine that came out in between books, so you had new ideas from like an outside source, right?
I think like 1980s version of me would definitely be a subscriber. Like I would want every single one of those.
Oh
I
yeah,
could
and
get.
they're super fun. They're
very
really
fun.
funny writing and like intricate.
And
like,
you get really cool like art from artists that you just normally would never see too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wasn't there the flail snail stuff? A lot of it was in Dragon Magazine.
Yeah, I think so. I
That
think
was
so.
fun.
It's
Love
been a while
flying
since we
snails.
did that episode, but I believe I opened up. Oh yeah, because we learned how they fuck. So yes, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, one of my
If you
favorites.
want to know how a monster fucks, you got to get Dragon
It's
Magazine.
Dragon Magazine.
It's always Dragon
It
Magazine.
really is.
Anyways, moving on. Speaking of which, we are going to learn how these things fuck. The
Whoa!
Bulette is a fearsome monstrosity, a massive predator that terrorizes any land it inhabits. The land shark lives only to feed. Irascible and rapacious, Bulettes fear no other creature, and they attack with no regard for superior numbers or strength. Feared and hated by most living beings, they're extremely dangerous, burrowing unseen beneath the soil before erupting at an unexpected moment to seize their prey.
So we got another trash monster on our hands. They're indiscriminately eating and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, it is a little bit like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What's the other one? The
There's the Otiug.
OTX. That's the one I was thinking of with the weird eyes.
Yeah, carrion crawlers are
Carrion
another one
crawlers.
too. Yeah, but they're both those ones are a little bit more on they will eat anything.
Oh yeah, they're eating trash for sure.
Deep underground, Bulettes listen for potential prey that they might erupt from the ground to consume their living targets. They use their powerful claws to tunnel through the earth. When they are heedless of obstruction, uprooting trees, causing landslides on loose slopes, and leaving sinkholes behind them. So these things are like an ecological disaster.
Yeah, like Onyx should be in the Pokemon world, or like how Snorlax is in that one episode.
Yes. Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Where was I? When vibrations in the soil and rock alert a Bulette to movement, it shoots to the surface, its jaws spread wide as it attacks.
Yeah, I would think like you could have a whole area just decimated by a Bulette just sort of living there, like running around.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
This town that used to live here
Yes.
is not here anymore.
Exactly.
And instead of a ghost town, it's just like a sunken earth town. You know?
Right. Yes,
Like fell into
exactly.
a sinkhole.
That's a good set piece for sure, and that's exactly what would kind of play out. In most cases, a Bulette will swallow its prey whole with its massive jaws. This includes consuming the victim's clothing, weapons, and other equipment, which the Bulette can, in fact, digest successfully through the use of their unnaturally powerful stomach acid. Bulettes tend to range across temperate lands, feeding on any animals and humanoids it comes across. For some reason, they particularly dislike dwarf and elf flesh, although they often kill and eat them anyways before they realize what they are, because, they just come up, snap their jaws, and swallow.
Yeah,
So,
and they're like, I ate a dwarf.
Oh, that's gross.
Mm.
But
Okay.
do you know what a Bulette's favorite fare is?
Wait, hang on. How do they know? How does anybody know that?
It's a great question, Brian. That's a fantastic. Someone just start vomiting once he ate an elf.
Yeah,
I think
so dumb.
I think the way it would come up is like, okay, you have a band of dwarves, right, delivering from their dwarven kingdom. The Bulette attacks, it eats a dwarf, and then it backs off because it's like, oh, gross, and moves.
Yeah, let me go eat these like humans over here.
Yeah, but then it does the same for humans and eats them all.
Yeah, so it'll eat the dwarf just last.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It would eat a dwarf, and that dwarf's dead. But the rest of them are safe because, you got a bad taste.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's kind of like what they say about sharks, where sharks don't tend to like human flesh. So a lot of times people get bit, and then it just goes away because you taste gross.
Oh, yeah, because we don't eat like corn all day. We eat like Taco Bell.
Corn tortillas. Moving on.
Okay.
There's corn shell tacos.
I just mean
hate
like
Taco
we're
Bell.
not fed for eating.
Well, I think it's more along the line. I mean, you're not wrong, but I think it's more along the lines of like it eats fish. We don't taste like fish.
No, yeah, I get that too. I get that too.
But Bulette's favorite thing to eat is halfling meat.
Oh, okay. That's fucked up.
Bulettes are never happier than when chasing plump halflings across an open field.
Is there like stone they can't burrow through? Like, why aren't these things decimating?
I think so. They burrow through their soil and ground, right?
Yeah, so they're like boxed in somewhere.
To a certain
probably,
degree, yeah. They are limited.
I was wondering about that.
It's like Tremors when they have to get up on the rocks.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. I was thinking about Tremors, and then I was thinking also about the Molduga from Breath of the Wild, which is a big sand creature that does exactly what this creature does.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
it's just go watch Tremors, the movie Tremors.
It's a good movie that comes up. It is. Yeah, I want to say late 80s.
It definitely branched into the 90s.
I'm definitely saying 88 or 91.
Okay, because if it's from the 1990s, we have to do the bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, this movie has come up on this show at least 4 times.
Well, because we keep running into the movie Tremors from the 1990s.
Movie Tremors from
the 1990s. It came out in 1990.
Everything good came out in the 90s. Moving on. Unlike many other monstrosities their size, Bulettes have no layers. Instead, they roam a carved-out hunting territory, usually up to 30 miles wide. Its sole criterion for territory is the availability of food, and when it has eaten everything in the area, the Bulette moves on. These creatures often hone in on humanoid settlements, terrorizing them until their panicked residents have fled or until the Bulette is slain.
Okay.
Bulettes do not particularly like each other any more than others like them. They come together only to mate, resulting in a bloody act of claws and teeth that usually ends with the male's death and consumption.
Neat. That's always fun.
The male Bulette's end of the mating ritual is fairly complicated, involving the killing of deer and boars, which are then placed in a wide circle. The male then digs a shallow pit in the middle of the circle and lines it with the bones of the animals he has killed. Over the course of roughly a week, the Bulette slowly grinds the bones in the pit into a fine powder. He then digs underneath the pit and waits for a female.
It's like you're reading 50 Shades of Grey to me.
I am. Within about a month, a female Bulette usually is attracted to the site by the odor, at which point the Bulettes will usually do the deed.
They do a sex?
They do a sex.
They perform a coitus?
They do. It takes only a day and a half for the female to lay around a dozen eggs. Covered in spines, and by the next morning they hatch.
Whoa.
This is an alarmingly fast turnover rate from meat to live baby.
Yeah.
Now, I am unsure what this means, but it is said that in Elminster's ecologies that during hatching, the female Bulette will make a noise like an elephant. What does this mean? Does the Bulette make a trumpeting noise? Does she make a similar noise that an elephant makes when it's calling its children? Elephants don't lay eggs, so they don't have an egg hatching sound. This statement both confuses and frightens me.
Don't elephants let out a really low frequency resonating sound that's similar to like the sound humans can't hear it? It's like too low frequency.
So, but how and when do they make this noise? Like why do they make this noise?
I believe it's a call, and there's also something about tsunamis that trigger
What?
There's a low frequency sound tsunamis make when they're gearing up to make landfall, and the elephants can hear it and they move away from coastal areas.
Oh, okay. So tangentially related because they can hear this frequency.
Yeah, like is it something we can't hear? Is what I'm gonna
maybe. I mean, it could be. It literally makes a noise like an elephant. That's all I got. It could be anything.
I bet they're thinking of the classic. Like,
Maybe
like that sort of noise.
I like that.
I was a lot better at it because my kid was like, "Be an elephant, Dad," and I would do the elephant noise. I got pretty good at it, but it's been like a year.
Oh man, you had to practice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry everyone.
So regardless of the noise their mother is or isn't making when they hatch, once they do in fact hatch, the newborn Bulettes immediately attack their mother in an attempt to kill her.
Yo, there can only be one.
Mother Bulettes almost always fight back, and although she will usually manage to kill most of the young, she will succumb to the attacks more often than not. The survivors, usually no more than 2 or 3, will then devour the slain siblings and mother.
Okay, I'm glad I waited to say this because I was like, there's going to be too many Bulettes like this.
Yes.
Now there's not.
Because
they have to box immediately.
Because they have to immediately murder each other.
What up, Ma? Yeah! She's like, oh, fuck! Smacks!
God, D&D's great. For the remaining 48 hours, Immediately after the hatching of the eggs, the powder in the mating pit will be saturated with fluid from the eggs, making it surprisingly effective fertilizer.
Oh, cool. Good to know.
We're
like that episode of Pokemon with Snorlax, where he's like eating everything, but he's leaving whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Is he shitting? Like, why are the plants just magically growing behind everything he's doing?
Yeah, I wonder.
Know. Good job on catching that one, Ash.
So, fun fact time.
Ooh.
The Bulette's love of halfling meat was supposedly a design choice to counter the popularity of at the time, it would have been the Hobbit race. So
what the fuck?
They were like, this
That's
Hobbit race is like,
mean.
I know, it's kind of funny though.
Fuck all you guys for picking hobbits.
You know what? Why don't we make a monster that specifically eats hobbits?
That'll stop these fuckers from playing it. Every new DM is going to want to play the Bulette to stop you from all picking hobbits.
I would love to hear from somebody who is either aware of this hobbit / halfling popularity or went through it, because like they must have, like, what was the information they were getting?
Yeah, I want a graph.
Were they getting people writing in being like, this is the worst race, they have this exploit, like everyone's trying to be a hobbit, it's ruining my game?
Yeah, how do I stop my party of Frodos and Samwise Gamgees and Poppins and Marys?
Yeah, like
I literally have 4 hobbits in my party, and they are the Lord of the Rings people.
I need to kill them.
What do I do?
And
D&D was like, guess we gotta make Bulettes. Guess we gotta make them hobbit hungry.
I mean, remember, this came out in the first Dragon magazine, which I didn't catch the year, so we're talking super early in the game itself. Game came out, I believe, in 74, so we're talking somewhere between 74 and 76, I'm guessing.
That quick, huh?
And so that quick, we're already eroding hobbits out because they're too popular. And they're broken.
June is all it says here on the cover of the Dragon. Wow, that is a dragon. It cost $1.50. The opening available July 1st, I guess, so not June, or I guess June. Of what year though? It does not say. Because I pulled up a PDF. There was a PDF of it like immediately available, and I thought a publishing date would be on.
You would think so.
The magazine, but
all right. Fun fact number 2.
Okay, you go. I'll keep looking.
While Bulettes primarily use their amazing tremor sense to detect their prey.
1976.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So while Bulettes primarily use their amazing tremor sense to detect their prey and traverse their environments, they also have impeccable dark vision like everything else in 5e D&D.
Yeah, sure. Well, fuck it. Fuck off. For those of you who are new here,
5e, for some reason, everything has dark vision.
Yes, and I've lamented it for many episodes.
It's kind of alarming. It's like, why? So I'm in a 4e campaign right now, and almost no of the playable races have dark vision. Like I can only think of two. Deep Gnomes and Drow.
And what is this? What did you say?
It's 4th edition D&D.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Those are the only 2 playable races with dark vision. Everyone else either has normal vision or low light vision.
Right.
It's just such a stark difference because obviously I've DM'd a lot of 5e, and we talk mostly about 5e. But playing in 4e and kind of getting reminded of those mechanics and stuff, the stark differences is rather jarring.
Yeah, I mean, and it's confusing for newer players to even understand exactly what dark vision is supposed to be, which is not night vision. It's different from that.
It is different from that.
Like that's not clear without like going specifically to look up dark vision. Right?
Yeah, it's supposed to
which you
should do. Yeah. Last fun fact: dwarves call the Bulette the Golborn.
Okay, what sort of relevance does that bear?
I mean,
they just have a nickname for it.
Just have a name for it.
I wonder what it means. I'm gonna Google Golborn.
Hey guys, Pathfinder 2nd edition exists.
Yeah, hey,
and they got
not
some
a
lore.
Copyright on the Bulette, so
yeah.
Get fucked, wizards.
Yes. So we got some Pathfinder versions, and so I have some interesting things that they do a little bit differently, but it's very similar, as one would probably expect.
Mm-hmm.
So, of all the beasts that populate the wilderness, few are as feared as the Bulette. Known sometimes as land sharks, Bulettes are sleek predators who move as fluidly through earth as those primeval eating machines move through water.
Okay.
Bulettes possess insatiable hunger and view anything that moves as food. They hunt constantly, and when their attention turns to new hunting grounds, they feed until nothing remains. They are the stuff of nightmares, the bane of the wilderness, a brutal, savage monster whose ferocious majesty is not evolved, was not evolved, but was intentionally crafted.
Oh.
The first Bulettes were designed as guardians for a wizard whose identity is lost to time. but is theorized to have been an elf because Bulettes dislike the taste of their flesh.
Okay.
Many wizards have staked a claim in inventing the beasts, but the means of creating them and their purpose are unknown. They claim territories up to 500 square miles, which is a little bit bigger than what D&D ones do, and prey freely on anything within it during its patrols, to such a point that entire settlements might be destroyed to sate their hunger. They are solitary creatures who avoid other Bulettes unless seeking a mate, with which they bond for life and raise the offspring they produce only until they have taught it to hunt, at which point they drive their kin away. So very, very different mating and raising ritual.
Yeah.
These ones don't eat their moms.
That's good.
Okay, so
Not as entertaining.
Not as entertaining.
And didn't
for
you
sure.
say it was 30 miles in D&D?
Yeah, so
530 is a stark difference.
Well, no. So 500 square versus a 30 mile radius, right?
Oh,
so,
I see. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think here. Or no, it's a 30-mile diameter. So I might be wrong. It might actually be smaller because is that a 600? That's a 600-mile radius actually. So no, the D&D ones have a bigger radius.
Okay.
So that's
less...
600 square miles.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the hold
God,
of
that's huge.
Yeah, it's very big. The hold of Belkzen, fortress of the orc hordes, is home to the Juggerloath, a monstrous boule sired by Yethesmari, the herald of the demon goddess Lamashtu, who appears as a terrible combination of a jackal and snake with wings.
Okay.
At some point, this herald procreated with a normal, if freakishly large boule. The offspring, the Juggerloath, is a creature resembling a towering red-skinned boule with a cobra's body for a tail.
That's scary.
Yes, it's terrifying.
The Juggerloath.
Boulets are often tamed by kobolds to aid in tunneling and mining, as well as to serve as powerful attack creatures in raids on enemy settlements. These boulets are primarily controlled through magic, although some are raised from the egg and trained to serve kobold tribes. So they're a little bit more like domesticatable, it seems like, in Pathfinder.
Well, also kobolds are much cooler in almost every other setting than D&D is, in my experience.
Yeah, I mean, I know kobolds are famously really, really entertaining and cool in Pathfinder.
Yeah, so. Like they're supposedly they're a lot more clever, and I know they're like clever in D&D with all their traps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think they expanded on kobold lore and like monster blocks, but I could be getting it confused with the supplemental. What's that one we like that Freeland got for us? Friend of the show, Josh Freeland from Super Quest Saga. Check out our actual play.
Yeah. No, what did he
Tome of Beasts?
Oh, the Tome of Beasts. Oh, or Volo's Guide.
No, it was a third party. I think it was Tome of Beasts.
Oh, Tome of Beasts. Yeah, Kobold Press.
Kobold Press. Yeah, they had like flying kobolds and stuff in that.
They do. Yeah, which is cool.
Other kobolds, they are like tinkerers more so, and like can do magic. Obviously, that's
they touch on both draconic sorcerer kobolds and tinkerers in Volo's Guide. But you're right, it's not as prominent. But they make it more prominent.
Yeah, I think other TTRPGs treat kobolds more like people than monsters, so they have more autonomy in terms of stuff like that.
I can see that. Okay, well, anything you want to add about the boule before we take a short rest?
I found something interesting in my Google searching, and I was like, okay, I'll save it for after the short rest. So this short rest is actually brought to you by
Vixen Van Halen, who did an amazing cover of the Shout Out to Demogorgon song.
Yeah, and the thing we play at every short rest, we're gonna play theirs with their permission.
Version, yeah, with their permission. Yeah. Check out their handle in the description. Check them out on Twitter. They're incredibly talented. I really love this cover. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. We've returned.
Indeed we have.
We're fucking back.
Indeed we are.
You fucking know we are.
I hope you loved that awesome cover by Vixen Van Halen. Again, check out the handle in the description, and you can check out their stuff.
Yeah, I loved it. It was awesome.
Yes.
Real cool stuff. Okay, so We have some stat blocks here. We have the Bulette, which is in the monster manual, and I'm sure got moved to the new monster manual.
I guess I should pull this up too. Go ahead. I'm listening.
And then Monsters of the Multiverse, that one.
Okay.
And but in Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which I currently happen to be running in a home game, and I just started, there is an undead Bulette. So there's going to be some Mad Mage spoilers for anybody that is going to run them out. I'm going to hit them right now so they don't come up before the stat block.
You're going to hit the spoilers first?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it's like sort of lore. It says there's something called Golbron's Grave. Remember that word from earlier?
Okay, yeah.
That's a dwarvish word for Bulette.
Oh, yeah.
One of the King Millar's great battles was fought against such a creature. After defeating the Bulette, the king had its body animated to serve as an undead guardian.
No shit.
So somewhere in, I won't even say where in Mad Mage, but somewhere in Mad Mage, there is an undead Bulette floating around in like a tomb. So it's a little bit different, obviously, because it's undead, and I have the stat block for that. So we'll cover the Bulette first, and then we'll cover the undead one after.
They are very similar, but yeah, it sounds good.
If there are some other variations that are static to 5e and not like homebrew, let us know, and we'd like to see those, because I quick search, I only found this variant, but I saw some, in my Googling, I saw some other variants that were not canon, I don't think. But the Bulette is a large monstrosity. It's unaligned. Its armor class is 17 natty. It's got 94 HP or 90-10 plus 45. Its speed is 40-foot land and 40-foot burrowing, which is fairly fast.
Yeah, I find that interesting because I don't know why. I just thought like it's primarily a burrower, right? A burrower.
Yeah.
Not a borrower. That's a movie. You would think that like almost like a fish out of water. On land, it would be slow. But no, this thing's just as fast. It can run as fast as it can burrow.
I would say that it should move 40 and burrow 60. Would make more sense to me. Like its muscles and arms and joints are made to dig rather than walk on land. But
you would think
huge,
there would be a
right?
disparity. But still, just 40
large,
feet speed walking is very impressive for something that primarily doesn't walk.
Yeah, I think it has to do with its size, but I guess its legs just move the way that its legs move, and whether it's above or below ground, it's just going to do what it does.
I definitely think a Bulette cannot swim. I think it doesn't have a swim speed, obviously, but I also just think it would sink and drown.
It do land swim. Mm-hmm. Yeah, does it hold its breath? That makes sense.
It would have to, right? I don't know.
I would think it holds its breath. Maybe we'll find out. So it has a strength of +4, dex +0, con of +5, intelligence -4. Stupid.
It's too smarter than a rock.
It's a +0 wisdom and a -3 charisma. So no wonder it's easy to like.
No one
mind
likes
control
it. No one likes them.
No. Skills, perception +6. Senses, it's got dark vision, 60 feet, and tremor sense of 60 feet as well, with a passive perception of 16, which is it's good. I feel like it would have more. This creature would have more wisdom because of like the perception thing. Like it's
the wisdom thing's always tricky because like
wisdom covers more than just looking around.
Yeah,
being aware of your surroundings.
Exactly.
Well, maybe +0 is the right move then. Yeah. So we have a challenge rating of 5 for 1,800 experience points once you kill the thing. Or I guess you don't really have to kill a monster to gain his experience, right? Like if you win the combat, or is that not how it works?
I mean, that's a good question. I don't know. I've never really thought about it. Like, plus, I don't really do experience points. I do milestone leveling.
Right, but if in D&D, if you like kill 5 goblins and there were 10 and 5 of them ran away, how many goblins are left? 5. But like, did you gain their experience when you won the combat? Or
I don't know if rules. I don't know the rules as written on that scenario, but I think if I had to like make a decision on the fly, I would be like, well, you get the experience for the 5, and I'll give you half experience for the 5 that ran away. That's what I would do on the fly.
I forget what rules is written is, but I know that people give party experience and then people give individual experience. If you get the KO, then you get the points and you'll get the levels.
Yeah.
Which is how it works in some like video game RPGs I play as well. Like if I have a party of 4 characters, the characters getting the kills are the ones that are leveling up. So you have to like try and let someone else get a kill.
Right.
And that's part of the strat.
There's a lot of variations of how you can handle XP, that's for sure.
Yes. So for features, we have a standing leap. The Bulette's long jump is up to 30 feet, and its high jump is up to 15 feet.
Shit.
With or without running start. So it just leaps into the air with its spring legs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I had this was the feature I was like, oh, I need to use this so I can show it. Like,
this is the
jumping
shark.
out
this
of
is
the
shark leaping out.
Yeah,
of the
like
water.
when sharks and whales breach.
Yeah, that's okay. Very cool.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna use it.
Very into it.
And we've talked about the Bulette quite a bit. One day it'll get its own. Well, it's one day, folks.
It took 7 years. We're here.
Welcome to one day. We made it. For its attacks, its actions, it has a bite, which is a melee weapon attack with +7 to hit, a reach of 5 feet, one target. It's going to hit for 30, 4d12 plus 4 piercing damage.
I'm going to compare this to the giant crocodile.
They could. My party could have fought this because I think they were like level 5.
Oh, yeah, they could have definitely fought it.
Yeah. Deadly Leap. If the Bulette jumps at least 15 feet as part of its movement, it can then use this action to land on its feet in a space that contains one or more other creatures. Each of those creatures must succeed on a DC 16 strength or dexterity saving throw, target's choice, or be knocked prone and take 14 or 3d6 plus 4 bludgeoning damage, plus 14 3d6 plus 4 slashing damage. I guess it's because it's like got sharpness all over it. On a successful save, the creature takes only half the damage, isn't knocked prone, and is pushed 5 feet out of the Bulette's space into an unoccupied space of the creature's choice. You get hit by like a shockwave of it. If no unoccupied space is within range, the creature instead falls prone in the Bulette's space.
You know, with the lore of how this thing normally eats, with its mouth wide open, I kind of feel like it would be cooler if it was a dex save to not get grappled.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because now you're in this thing's mouth.
Grappling is really cool indeed.
Yeah. But then that would open it up to the, it's got you, and now it starts burrowing, and now you're deep underground. Like, maybe they didn't want it to be that deadly. Although I do think that's super cool.
It is cool, and there's no reason you can't tack that on.
Yeah.
That's it for the Bulette, but let's move on to the undead one.
So from what I'm reading here, the actions that this thing has are exactly the same. It's more the stats are a little bit different.
Yeah, I think they changed the HP a little bit. Yeah. In fact, it says right here, it is in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, like sort of text block for it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Immediately no check. 4 trap, breakaway. This creature is a Bulette with these changes. It is so you really don't need the stat block. It lists it here. It is undead and has 125 HP. It has vulnerability to radiant, resistance to necrotic damage, and immunity to poison damage and the poison condition. It has nothing to attack. If it has nothing to attack, the undead Bulette burrows back down into its earthen cavity. So that's pretty much on brand.
Yeah, so you just kind of slap a template over the original Bulette with this.
Barely.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is there nothing cool you can give it? Like, the circumstances of its undeath, like...
Well, I think the vulnerability is a nice touch because you don't see it a lot in 5e, and it's cool to reward a character for specializing or having something in their arsenal,
Yeah.
Maybe, I think adding, like, a disease or something to its bite.
Yeah, some sort of necrotic drain.
Yeah, something like that. But other than that, I think the template stands well enough for
pretty
what
much
this is.
like you can pretty much do this to whatever. Like it's not a whole completely different stat block. It isn't like I don't know what the circumstances exactly are of this undead Bulette in here. Like this king reanimated it. It's not like a lich or something like that where it like boosts its power.
It's a zombie Bulette. That's what it is. It's
pretty
a zombie
much.
Bulette.
Yeah, zombie Bulette. And it was already dumb as fuck. So like you can't
honestly, it's hard to tell the difference.
You can't make it more stupid. It knows the languages it knew in life, which is no languages.
All right. Anything else you want to add about the 5e Bulette?
I can't believe I fucking hunted this down so hardcore.
We did.
Just to have that.
We made a purchase for this one.
Yes, I'm ashamed to have made it.
Hey man, we didn't know. We had to look at it.
Yeah.
And now you guys know. Don't buy the undead Bulette.
Yeah.
Moving on. Pathfinder has a version of the Bulette.
Oh right, I didn't even pull that one up.
Uh-oh.
I am now. It's okay. It's not like it's going to be hard to find.
I'm curious to see what level it is. So in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, monsters have levels.
Oh yeah,
CR.
okay.
Yeah. Which they generally, it's the litmus test for how strong it is.
Okay, I'm on d20pfsrd.com and
that's the Pathfinder 1st Edition. So you're going to put in Pathfinder 2e.
Yeah, I forget.
Yes. And that should be in the Archives of Nethys, which is, again, a free resource website that has pretty much everything published for Pathfinder 2nd Edition that is free and legal to use. It is endorsed by Paizo, so check it out. It's pretty cool.
Thanks, Paizo. I have it.
Cool.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
This is on the bestiary, page 48. I love that they list that right there. God, Pathfinder does a lot of things right. Perception is plus 16. It has dark vision.
What level is it? Does it say in the top? I should say in the top.
8.
Oh, okay,
Creature
so it's
8.
a level 8. Okay. Sorry.
Plus 16 perception. It's got dark vision, and then scent in parentheses says imprecise of 30 feet. So I guess it could smell around. Skills, acrobatics plus 16, athletics
Can
plus
jump.
21.
It can jump.
Jump good. It do jump real good. Strength is plus 7, dex plus 2, con plus 6, intelligence minus 4, wisdom plus 2. There it is. I agree with that a little more. And then charisma minus 2. I think so far I like this stat block better. AC is 30, fortitude plus
Remember,
20.
numbers are bigger in Pathfinder, and by level 8, ACs are getting like really big.
Yeah. Ref, what is reflex plus 16, and then will is plus 14.
Okay.
HP is 120. Speed 40
Not as high
feet
as I thought it
burrow
would be.
and 30 feet. 40 feet land speed and 30 feet of burrowing. They went the opposite way I would have gone. Powerful jumper.
I mean, it makes sense in a realistic sense. Like you're burrowing through soil. That takes
more
longer.
to do.
There's more to do. Yeah.
Okay. Melee, it's going to take one, or no, there's a tiny diamond and a big diamond. Is that 2 actions or 1?
You know what? Let me pull it up so I
forgot
can help you out.
already. Out of practice.
It might be a range. Bulette PF2.
I believe
I'm coming to the rescue, Brian.
I think it's 1 action.
We're looking at leaping charge.
I'm looking at.
Oh yeah,
melee.
that is the action icon. That is just 1 action.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if because they were. It's action. The big diamond means it's action icon. The little diamond means how many it costs, right? Of your 3.
No, because if you look down at leaping charge, that's what 2 actions are.
Oh, it's just a little. Okay, I got confused. Okay,
Yeah.
Jaws
You'll get
is
used
1
to it.
action plus 21. What is this plus 16 / plus 11 there next to it?
Why is there a range? That's a good question.
The damage is 2d10 plus 10.
Oh,
piercing.
that's the multiple penalty attack. So,
Oh, I see. On its second attack, it'll
at
be
a negative
plus
5.
16 and then a
Yes,
plus 11.
exactly.
Okay, right. We've covered. If you skipped our Pathfinder episodes, we've covered this and just don't play it as much.
But that's so handy that it's just right there for you, so you
It's
don't have
true.
to calculate
It's
it
true.
each time. Yeah.
And then its second attack, which is melee, is a claw. Also takes 1 action at plus 21. On your second consecutive action, it'll be plus 17. And on third, it'll be plus 13. Parentheses agile. Damage is going to be 2d8 plus 10 slashing. Then we have favored prey. A Bulette gains a +1 circumstance bonus to attack and damage rolls with its jaws against a specific type of creature designated as its favorite food. Unless otherwise stated, a Bulette's favored prey is halflings. Elves are never a favored prey for Bulettes. It doesn't mention dwarves here, but you know.
It doesn't. It's like this Bulette was particularly bred to love eating goblins.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I love
It's
it.
funny. Leaping charge is going to take 2 actions. The Bulette attempts a high jump or a long jump if it's adjacent to an enemy at the apex of its high jump or at the end of its long jump. It can make a claw strike against the enemy at that moment. If the Bulette jumps at least 5 feet vertically or at least 20 feet horizontally, it can attempt 2 claw strikes instead of 1. The Bulette's multiple attack penalty doesn't increase until it has made all the claw strikes that are part of its leaping charge.
So basically,
Cool attack.
what would happen here is it does the leap. It does the 20 feet. It gets to make 2 claw strikes. Neither of these suffer from the multiple attack penalty bonus.
Right.
But if it does use its third action to make a third attack, that one suffers from the -10 that it normally should because it's the third attack. It's just
Yes, exactly.
Basically, this gives you a free attack without the multiple attack bonus, but that third one isn't a -5. It's a -10 because it's a third attack.
Yeah, the jaws are going to be plus 11 for that, which would be a -10 to its original, but the claw is at a plus 13 for if you use it on third consecutive action, which is like to a plus 21, so -8 on that one for some reason.
Okay.
And then powerful jumper, a Bulette jumps 10 feet up on a successful high jump or 20 feet up on a critical success.
Nice.
That's just something it does. It does not cost actions.
That's just
part of its movement.
Yeah, well, it has to attempt the high jump itself is 2 actions.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, what are your thoughts there on the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Bulette?
There's some give and take.
I
I
agree.
I like its normal stats better.
Yeah, so you like the statistics better, but what do you think about the actions?
I mean, it's definitely fucking scary to have it like this leaping charge is really cool. Like having these, like describing the Bulette is a lot of fun in game. Like,
yes.
It jumping like 20 feet into the air and fucking around, you know, landing on people, clawing the shit out of them, biting them. Like, it's definitely scary. I think it was too powerful to have it drag people down into the earth.
By the way, look at this. If you look in the upper right corner, there's a little illustration. If you click it, it'll give you the full image. Pathfinder Bulette is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it's got a dinosaur face.
It is a straight up kaiju monster.
Yeah, it looks more like a dinosaur to me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, cool beans. Anything you want to add about the Bulette? Questions, comments, concerns?
I don't necessarily think the Pathfinder Bulette art is better than the 5e art.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I think they're different.
They're fairly similar.
Yeah, they're similar, but they're different enough to be distinct.
One of them definitely looks like a Pathfinder monster.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true.
And one of them looks like a D&D monster. So I guess it's like, you know, in the universe, it makes sense brand. For both. Yeah,
they're both on brand.
No, this is a very cool monster. I love it a lot. It's a fun, just like, you know, it's a meat stick. They throw it down and let it wreak some havoc on your squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think a Bulette is a straightforward, simple monster, but it's a memorable one.
Yes, not a final. It's a great mini boss.
Yeah,
this is a mini boss monster.
Definitely.
I wish it had some 4E, like it's at half. Okay, so it's 94 HP, so around 40 HP or so. I wish it like kicked on some sort of desperation action.
Yeah, I think that mechanic in general needs to be more utilized in 5e.
I was thinking about it because I just played D&D for the first time in a long time on Friday, and we're recording this on Sunday. So something I was thinking about while I was playing was implementing those kinds of things on bigger monsters of a certain CR or higher, where it kicks on, and with like lower CR monsters like orcs and goblins, that negative penalties would be imposed at the like halfway HP mark or whatever, where these weaker monsters get even weaker. Yeah, you know,
which that makes sense in a realism sense for sure.
Yeah, I thought that would be cooler because I did have a mechanic where like, okay, I have a party bolstering the front line of a war that's going on. They're moving up the back ranks to like go up and support the front lines, right? And then there are holes in the front line where enemies are making it through, and those enemies are damaged. Yeah. And so I was running orcs, and they have like 15 HP or something like that. I took a D12 and rolled it, and I said, that's how much each orc is missing from its HP pool.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Make it a little more real.
Yeah.
I think I went too hard with that one because I was rolling hot on my D12. So like 3
so
HP on these orcs. Yeah, they got murdered. They got
for sure. No, but I think that's cool, man. That's really creative.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a new
how to spice up combat.
How to make combat good for what I like to do. I don't know. It's not even what I like to do on radio play, like when we make actual plays. It's like just how I wish combat always ran. Like, can it be more fluid? Can we make it easier on everyone's turn to do cool shit and not make it like, you know, can we get more out of combat than like sitting here for an hour killing some orcs? Right, exactly. Yeah, make it a little more interesting. Agreed. And, I think I did okay on the fly with it because I was like, let me try some shit and see what works. And like limiting the HP, like circumstantially manipulating your enemies to be more accurate to what is happening in the story is a good decision, I think.
I agree.
You know, one shot this orc. Well, yeah, he looks fucked up. Like he was on his last leg. He just made it through the front lines to try and like get back here. So it gave some flavor to like
he just killed 5 guys.
Yeah. So what would you have this Bulette do halfway down to like make it a little crazier?
Okay.
I think I'd add some movement speed.
That's a touch for sure. I'm trying to think.
Give it a second attack and its action.
What would I do? I think I would maybe have it go like a frenzy where it starts literally making the earth unstable.
Ooh, that's
in
cool.
the area. So it'll like maybe like a zone attack where it submerges and it's just breaking down the earth. And next thing you know, everything is difficult terrain, and like maybe you have to make dex saves not to fall prone just because anything could be suddenly a sinkhole. You know, cool. And then when you're prone, there's advantage and all the other stuff. So
I think I would give this thing something. You gave me an idea. Like give it an AOE attack of sorts where it can damage multiple people, but it'll damage itself. with this attack? Like, why doesn't this thing always do this if it's capable of it?
Right,
like,
right.
Well,
exactly.
it's gonna like be a desperation, like a struggle move, you know?
Yeah.
Break some shit up.
A reckless action. Yeah.
Yeah, like it slams the earth so hard it's like fucking tusk, its nail breaks or something like that.
I like that too. Yeah, no, that's a cool touch for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna start getting super creative in my combats.
Let's go. I'm here for it. That sounds great, dude.
Maybe I'll end up with my own custom combat design.
There we go.
Like kind of the way I'm going.
Yeah, we're doing some custom combat design for the Starseekers book. So
neat. Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
A little extra tactics.
Check out Starseeker's Guide to Drakenstar. I believe the backer kit should be up and running.
By the time this episode airs, it'll be up and running. But I don't want to say too much because as of right now, it isn't.
Right.
We're pending.
But keep an eye out for it in the future because that is in the works. So if you missed
the Kickstarter,
Starseekers Drakenstar Kickstarter, you have a chance to get in on that and get yourself a copy.
Yeah, and we got some more art and some more stuff to share. There's going to be 3 betas out by the time it's live. So
that team's doing a lot of good work.
Yeah,
and I think we're scheduled. Just a quick update. We're almost in the long rest.
yeah. Let's take a long rest.
Yeah, let's do that. Hey everybody, welcome to the long rest. This is the part of the episode where we just burrow underground and get nice and cozy and go to sleep. No, we want to thank everybody for listening. Thank you so much. We love you if you're listening to the show, especially to this point. We really appreciate you. If you are not a subscriber to our Patreon, go to patreon.com/thedungeoncast where you can get episodes of this show early. You can get them as early as I can get them to you and ad free. Let's see. I have a thing to read. Will, do you have anything you want to say about that?
About what?
About what? Say some longer shit right now, bro. I'm looking at something.
For those of you who may have noticed, we are closing in very close to 50,000 subscribers on YouTube.
We are.
We're on the hunt. Let's get there, guys. If you are a fan of the show and not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe.
Yeah.
Help us out.
Help us out. That'd be awesome.
And we're going to do something to help you guys out. We're going to celebrate when we get to 50K by giving away a copy of the upcoming game Baldur's Gate 3, which is looking to be an amazing CRPG. I'm very excited about it.
Yes.
On whatever system it is that you prefer, we shall get it. In order to enter for the contest, all you have to do is be subscribed, comment on one of the videos where we are advertising the hunt for 50K, and like one of our videos. Yeah.
If especially if you're a YouTube person, I don't know how many of the YouTube people make it to this point, but if you do, thank you so much for being here. You can't see us anymore.
Yeah, sure. We'll announce it at the top of the next episode.
Yeah. So if you, that's weird if you listen all the time and you aren't subscribed. So don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit the like. Those things really do help.
Yep.
And what really helps a lot is leaving podcast reviews. So if you guys want to leave Apple Podcast review, a Spotify review, we like to read those. And that's something new that we're doing. We're reading those.
Yes.
So I'm going to bring one of those up that we got from last week and read that. But I also want to say this show is a big supporter of Diversity Saves, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization created by a collection of BIPOC and LGBTQ plus members of the ttrpg community who are committed to the promotion and uplifting of marginalized communities in the tabletop role-playing game industry through promotions, education, and distribution of grants to help fund new projects led by marginalized creators. So I would definitely go check that out, diversitysaves.org. We are close friends with a lot of people that are working on that, a lot of people that work on that, or a few people that work on that work on this show. And so we're all connected close. It would mean a lot if you guys went and supported that.
Indeed.
I think they were doing like a, like $5 donation gets you like just a ton of content of like games from these creators and stuff like that. You can go support them at any time at any level. I'm pretty sure it's appreciated. But yeah, definitely go do that. If you're not a part of our Discord, I would go in there. There's updates about Diversity Saves. There's updates about this show. You can talk to Will and I. We're pretty active in there if you guys want some discourse with us. And do we have let me go get that
review.
Yeah. Why don't you tell people where else they can find us, Will?
You can find us on Twitter. We also have a website, just thedungeoncast.com, where It has links to basically everywhere we are, whether it's YouTube, the podcast feed, and the various projects that we're working on. Yeah, that's basically it. We don't have Facebook, man. I don't plan on having one anytime
I don't
soon.
plan on getting a Facebook. Okay, so here's one of the latest 5-star reviews from Apple Podcasts. These guys make me a better player every week. Every episode I listen to or watch just helps me figure out how to actually play. As someone with low creativity and ADHD, the way that they describe everything just hits home and allows me to be better all-around player. That was straight out of Australia from Dr. Brown, 1994. Well, thanks, Dr. Brown, 1994. We appreciate you.
Super appreciate it. Glad that we could be helpful in that way, man. Like, it's good to hear that. I love doing the show, and I know you love doing the show, too.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to hear, like, not only is the show enjoyable, but it, like, legitimately helps people play the game, and that's definitely the goal.
That's the best one, is having people utilize the show for its educational purposes, the way
it's not all about dick jokes. We're trying to help you guys.
I bring the dick jokes, or I did. Will does them now, too. If you're having a hard time hearing Will, it's because he's like so fucking far from his mic because he stands during the long rest.
I have back problems.
Yeah,
I gotta stand
and
up.
We're in between episodes, so just a publishing note there. I don't think we have much else to talk about. We're not doing the patron episode next episode. We're doing it the one after. Does that sound right?
Yes, that is exactly what is happening.
Okay, so we'll do patron shout outs in 2 episodes from now.
For the non-patrons out there, the patrons have voted on us doing an episode on 5th edition D&D backgrounds. So that's going to be a really exciting one.
Yeah,
probably a more conversational one, less like lecture structured, which is good.
We were debating on like how to address it, and I wonder if we should like include that in somehow. Like, well, like what if the patrons voted it? Like, what did they want out of that episode? You know what I mean? Like, what are they looking for?
Yeah, I thought about that. The problem is the timing is a little tough.
Yes, that's true. So basically, because of those sorts of things, we have the topic. We're just going to cover it as we think. Like, we're going to hit as many facets of this as we can. And like look into like, okay, are there debates about it? Are there like, what do we like about the backgrounds as they were released versus like Tasha's came out with like customizable backgrounds, and like maybe like, you know, what are the more modern backgrounds they're coming out with in adventure modules that they like to sneak in, like this undead Bulette, like, and then like what kind of backgrounds can we make as custom, and then like can we like, you know, manipulate existing ones and make it better with the custom style. I think that's like sort of what to expect out of that. Yeah. But if you're in Patreon, let us know what you think of that. Otherwise, yeah, keep leaving those reviews, everyone. We really appreciate that. We'll keep reading them on the show. I'm going to have a couple more that I pull from further back next episode. And then we might be reading some like YouTube comments and stuff in the future too. I'm going to go try to find like Podbean and Spotify reviews and stuff like that. So yeah,
heck yeah.
Don't be shy. Please give us a review. Positive ones are better, obviously. And yeah, I guess we'll catch you guys next week. So let's call it a game.
Let's call it a game. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
The Dungeoncast.